Hi everyone! Welcome to this week's new video. It's the end of March, really. March flew by really quickly, I feel like, even though it's a jam-packed month with all 31 days, but I decided to try out something new and I wanted to do a favorites video. I know this is something that a lot of YouTubers do at the end of the month, and it isn't something that I can talk about a lot, I thought, usually, because a lot of people talk about like fashion and mostly focused on makeup, and I'm not like a makeup person at all, so I didn't really like know what to talk about, but I decided that I wanted to try something new. So I put in a post-it in my planner. I have my list here of the things that I wanted to talk about in this video, and I think I came out with a decent amount. I don't think there needs to be too many because it's only like a month, so I thought that I would just yeah, get started with this new series, I guess, maybe. So let's get straight into it. The first thing on my list would be a makeup item. So this month, I'm pretty sure it was this month, I went to Sephora with my sister and we went to try on some lipsticks, and I wasn't really going in there for anything. My sister just wanted to go in there for herself, and I ended up trying some lipsticks and I really found some colors that I liked. So then I actually got two on two separate trips, but I got Urban Decay because my sister tells me that they are cruelty free, which is the reason why I got them. They are Urban Decay. I got the color Notorious in purple. This color wouldn't really go with my outfit, so I'm not gonna like put it on or anything. I'll just do it like this. This is like very purple. It's like a light purple, but what I love about Urban Decay lipsticks so far is that they're so pigmented and they last such a long time. Another color that I got, which I wanted to talk about, which was Shame. It's like a dark purple. I'll show or like a maroonish, like deep wine color. I can't find it, which makes me really sad because I always have my lipsticks in this one little baggie and I can't find it. And I checked all my purses, but I need to find it. But I remember eating Chipotle during class, and then I was really self-conscious because I didn't want to like check the mirror while the professor was talking. So I went into the bathroom or like to check on my phone after class, and like my lipstick looked fine. Like I barely even needed to touch it up. I really like these lipsticks a lot. But they are very dark. I'm very new to lipsticks as well. I kind of go with like light, like pink colors or like rosy colors that you can't like really tell, but these colors are really bold, so they're something that I'm getting used to, but I really like them so far. Okay, and the next item is a book, but I have like books scattered, so I'm just gonna talk about the books together. So the first one is this one. It's called Sisterhood Everlasting. If you guys remember the Sisterhood of Traveling Pants series, it's 4 books plus this. It's like a 10 years later edition. It was also a movie that never fails to make me cry. Definitely love the first one more because the second one feels a little rushed, and I feel like they jam-packed too much of like the rest of the books into one book, which I didn't like. But I decided to give this book a try. I don't want to give too much away, but I'm just gonna say some stuff that's already like said in the very beginning. They're kind of like distant best friends, and they kind of fall apart, but I related to this book a lot because it talked about some issues that I also had to deal with, so I could relate to each of the characters in that sense. So I don't want to give too much away, but this was really good. It was like them having to grow up, and they're about 30 or 29 at this age, and like finding themselves and realizing what was important in their life, and that having each other was a really important part of that. So this, oh my god, this was a really good read. I really recommend this, especially if you've read the series before, that this would give you some nice closure. The next book that I really liked on my list is The Bad Feminist. Now this book is like pretty beat down, which I kind of liked. It kind of like gave it a really like light feel, but I borrowed this from the library. It's called The Bad Feminist by Roxane Gay, and I've read one book by her before, so I thought I would give this a try. It's been recommended a lot on social media. I think Matt McGorry read it. But I really, really liked this book. I even want to buy out my own copy, that I liked it so much. She talks a lot about like some of her own experiences, like her Scrabble competitions, which I thought were really funny, but some of them are like really relevant topics. This was pretty recent too. Oh my god, look, someone left a heart. That's so cute. I think I'm gonna keep it. This was published, I think, in like 20 14. So there's a lot of issues about like Black Lives Matter, feminism, and a lot of like politics included as well. And she includes in her a lot of her own opinions as well. So she like analyzes some pop culture like references, like using the N-word, and as a Haitian American, like a Black American, she doesn't really like the term, or like she critiques like The Help, 12 Years a Slave, and like a lot of movies or TV shows that include like historical things of what Black people have gone through and things like that, and how like sometimes it's not an accurate depiction, or it only shows like the tragic parts of their lives, and it's always about slavery. This book was really eye-opening, but it was also a lot of like knowledgeable things. It was also pretty funny sometimes, and like honestly, I think this was a really good book to also like keep you up to date on what's going on in this country, mostly in the US, and to like make you think about what's going on. And I feel like you really need to have a stance, or otherwise this book would like help you realize within yourself like where you stand on these issues, because a lot of topics of like homophobia I think sometimes came up, and things like that, and like body image, which she also used to struggle with. So I think this book is really good. It doesn't have to just be for women or people who identify as women because it's called, or like people who identify as feminists just because it's called a bad feminist. I think that anyone could read this book and really learn a lot from this. So I think I might even go out and buy my own copy. Okay, the next item is this. I showed it in my previous video in my night routine. If you haven't watched it, I'll have it linked. But this is the Pear Pimple Cream. I've never actually seen it in America, so I'm just gonna say that it is a Japanese brand, I think. This helps so much because when I came back from Japan, my skin was very clear, and people think it's like the water there because I didn't change my skin like care regimen at all. And then I started eating snacks again and stuff like that, like really junky, bad, you know, food for you. We had an old one of this that was running out before I bought this new one in Japan, so I was using my Clearasil one. I use like the 4-hour thing, the one that takes the redness right away, but that was like a really slow process, and a lot of new pimples were coming in and they just weren't going away as quickly as they were coming in. And so my mom finally said, like, you know, this one works better. So she opened up the new one and I started using it, and honestly my skin has been getting so much clearer because this is the only one that I use now. And this doesn't even limit to how many times you can use it a day. It tells you specifically to use it multiple times a day, and I use it maybe like 2 or 3 times a day, but honestly my skin has been clearing up so much better than Clearasil ever did for my skin. So this has been very helpful, definitely a favorite. My next item are a pair of shoes. I've newly bought these shoes because I work at a restaurant, so I'm basically on my feet when I'm at work. I'm basically on my feet for 7 to 8 hours when I'm at work. So I really needed to invest in a pair of shoes that was really going to give me support, and so that I could spend my time at work comfortably. And I would kind of wear like flats or like some booties that I could slip off easily, but they just weren't giving me enough support. So I went to DSW, I like did my research and looked at shoes that my coworkers were wearing, and one coworker wore like the clogs. But the clogs, the brand that she had, were like really expensive, and I was like, well, this is just for work, so I don't really know. So I found an affordable pair. Oh my god, I'm on my bed, so I don't want it to like all the dirt to spill everywhere. But I really like the clogs, but I also like these because I could slip these off better. They're from the brand b.o.c. I got them at DSW, so I'll link them down below. I'm pretty sure I could find them. And these are so very comfortable. Oh my goodness. I also really want to go out and buy the clogs again because these are really comfortable, and I think that I could also just get away with wearing these or the clogs like regularly with like mom jeans or something. I think it would look really cute, and I do see people wearing clogs because I think they're coming back. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. The reason why they're so comfortable is because there's like extra padding here for the heel, and also on the inside for your arch. I don't know if you can really tell, but for the arch, which my arch is like really deep, so I really need a lot of support. So it's like shoes like Toms are really helpful also, but I didn't want to get like a plain black pair of Toms. I wanted like a cute colorful one, but these ones I love. I wear them all the time at work and they're like really comfortable, and then even when I go home and I have to stand on the train, it's not even a struggle because these shoes are just extremely comfortable and I love them so much. The quality is really nice. My feet don't smell. The shoe itself doesn't smell unless you're like smelling inside of it, but I can't like smell it while I wear them or anything like that, or when I'm slipping them on. It has a tiny bit of a heel, but it doesn't make any sound, so it's not like disruptive to the customers at all, and I really like this. These shoes are definitely lifesavers for me at work, and I can spend my time comfortably without having to like be really annoyed because my feet hurt really bad and like think about the next time that I could sit down. The next thing I want to talk about is my Calvin Klein set. I actually have two. I have the black one and the pale pink one, and I really like these sets because sometimes, you know, bras are really annoying. I know a lot of people don't like wearing bras anymore, and I totally respect that, but I do like wearing bras for the most part. I think it gives me a good amount of like support. I think that's really necessary for me. Like, people who have smaller breasts may not need the support at all, so they could get away without wearing it, but I really like the support that my bras give me, and I also like think that it makes it look more like smooth and like shapely, or however you describe it, but I think it gives it like a cleaner look. And so I went out and got these. I got this in the triangle bralette way because I think that the sports bras are really suffocating and I didn't like them, and I think this is just cuter and more flattering, and I feel like less people have them, so that was also pretty appealing too. I think this is the Tanga design, I'm not really sure, but I did get the matching bottoms. I have them in black as well. These are just really comfortable. The material is obviously very well made because it's Calvin Klein. The band is very sturdy. They're just really comfortable, and I posted a picture of it on my Instagram. I'll have it here so you can see it, but this is really, I don't know, I can't say anything except that they're just so comfortable, and I really like this. A little thing that bothers me about having the triangle one is that sometimes my boob slips out a little, but I feel like it's not like completely supported anyway because it's like kind of in the form of a bralette, and I'm not like just wearing this, so I could like kind of slip it up and cover my boobs up again. And I feel like that sometimes happens with regular bras, so it's not really like a big deal that would bother me enough to return or like not wear these ever again. But these are so very comfy, and I think that having the set look like this is really cute. So this is just something that I wanted to mention. Okay, we're coming to the last things on my favorites list, and I wanted to talk about songs. I didn't even think to talk about this until I was on the subway jamming out to it. So the first thing that I want to talk about is, oh my god, Ed Sheeran's new album. Of course, how could I even forget about him? Ed Sheeran is probably like my all-time favorite artist. I was writing about it in my journal last night, and I was copying down some lyrics of the favorite songs that I wanted to talk about here on this video. And Ed Sheeran, I've never come across a song that I didn't like of his. It may depend on my mood that I might skip some of his songs, because if I'm happy I don't want to listen to like a super sad type song, but otherwise I've loved every single song. Every lyric in his songs are so beautiful and meaningful, or like to me it sounds really meaningful, or they're just really, thank you, poetic. So I just really love his music so much, and he's such an artist. Oh my god. So I just wanted to say that I love the whole fucking album, but there's just a couple that I wanted to talk about first. So obviously when Shape of You came out, it was like jammin', that's super good, but everybody knows that song, so let's get into the other ones. So the first song that I wanted to talk about that was my like first favorite of this song was probably New Man. Let me just pull up the chorus. I think that's probably my favorite part.
Just a young boy trying to be loved, so let me get it to you. I don't wanna know about your new man, cause if it was meant to be, you wouldn't be calling me up trying to, cause I'm positive that you don't wanna know about me.
Okay, I don't want to get copyrighted, so I'm not going to include it anymore, but the chorus is so good. This whole song is like, I love the whole beat of it, the feel of it, everything. Okay, next song. Ooh, Supermarket Flowers is really sad. Another reason that I really like this album is because he pulled from real life experiences, not just his own, but also like songs like Supermarket Flowers is a story about his, I think it was his grandmother or his own mother, And like the next song that I want to talk about, Nancy Mulligan, is about his grandparents. It's about his grandfather and his grandmother and how they came to fall in love and the life that they created, and I really loved it, so let's do it. I'm going to show you the chorus from this one, and it was also different because I think they included more, I don't want to like say it wrong, but I think he said in an interview like more Irish folksy music, which I thought was really cool, and it's also like really like dancey, and it's not the usual pop music that we hear, so I think that it was a really nice twist in this album.
She and I went on the run, don't care about religion. I'm gonna marry the woman I love down by the Wexford border.
Okay, the last song that I wanted to talk about is Barcelona. This is like really dancey also. I kind of picked all songs that were really dancey, but I do like every single song on this album. So if you haven't given a listen, I'm listening to mine on Apple Music, but I'm sure it's available on Spotify and on YouTube as well. So here's Barcelona.
Up on the dance floor tonight. I got 2 left feet and a bottle of red wine, making me feel like the beat in the bassline, or in my blood, both hands upon a waistline.
Okay, so that's everything on my list. Actually, I hope that was like a sufficient amount, but this is something that I'm new to, so I think this is really exciting. I think it's nice to reflect back on the month, and it's really hot. It was really nice to reflect and like think about what the things that I use and what I found valuable and what I would want to recommend to all of you guys, or even like people in my life. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I post videos every week, hopefully. Right now it's on Mondays because that's just how my school schedule is working out. But if you guys like this video, I would really love it if you gave it a big thumbs up and if you subscribe to join this growing family. Bye!
Ain't nobody hurt you like I hurt you.